Okay, so I will share my screen with you. I will share a PPT that is about Google BART update and how you can cope up with this kind of major updates, and you can supercharge your SEO effort, SEO process. So I will share my screen with you. So this is our topic today, Google BART update and other major broad core updates. Now coming to what is BART update, this is the most recent update that Google has rolled out, that is in October itself. And before October, on September 26th, Google has come up with another update. We call it broad core update. That is, both of these updates are the major update. Now coming to the BART update, what is this update? This update is actually improving the artificial intelligence to process the natural language queries given by the users. So actually, Google what is doing? They are, whenever people are searching in Google, they are typing certain keywords or a sentence or a phrase. Now, as of today, what Google algorithm, what they are doing, like they are picking up the keywords that is matching with the content of a page, and it's a little bit, say 60%, 70% of the relevance of that particular keyword with the content, and Google will display this as organic ranking in front of the users apart from the ad. And you will all you can see this in Google search result. So let's take an example here. So if I search, say, pro blogging course in Kolkata, and we see 7 words as in the top of this page, and there is no ad as of now for this particular keyword. Now, as of today, what is happening with this pro blogging course in Kolkata, all these words, word by word, Google, they were matching these words with the content of the page, and 60 to 70% of the relevancy of this particular words they were trying to match, and if it is matching well with the content, and they will show it in the Google search result page. Now what is this BART update? Now BART update is saying that when a people, somebody is searching with this kind of keywords in search result, Google will actually try to find out the user intent behind this search query. Now what is the user intent? Now user intent means it's kind of sentiment analysis. It's kind of called one of artificial intelligence technique. So they will try to find out what is the intention of the user when he or she is searching this keyword in the Google search result page. So pro blogging course in Kolkata. So that means the user intention may be to learn about blogging, to know about blogging. Now learning blogging means it will include the content writing part. It will obviously include some kind of prerequisite, whether he or she should be able to do this course or not. All about the trainers, all about the course fees, all about the placement, all about blogging course. Obviously it is online, so Google's policy, Google's content policy will be there. So they will try to find out all these things are properly included in the content or not. Now you need to remember, Google will also check information overload. So if you are putting everything on a single page, then again it will be a problem. So you have to segregate, you have to properly arrange your content. So that is very, very important nowadays. So that you need to take care of. So again, coming back to this PPT, so BART update is actually understanding longer, more conversational queries. Sometimes what happens, most of the cases nowadays, people are searching with voice search. So even you can see mobile usage, obviously it has been increased. So people are searching in mobile with the Google microphone search box, and they are just saying in regional language, in English also, with a long phrase. And Google, then what is happening? Google will try to find out these longer phrases and the intention behind this queries, and accordingly they will try to find out the matching pages. Now coming back again to the matching pages, earlier Google were checking with word by word. Right now they will check sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph. So it will be a sort of uh, better language processing for Google's artificial intelligence. They have come up with this. So with BART update, now what is happening? Many of the websites where they have done the on-page SEO with the keywords, with the focus keyword, and putting these keywords in paragraphs, in sort of mathematically, it will not exactly work in that way. So you cannot play exact mathematics with your content, with your on-page SEO. So what we need to do, we need to actually right now we need to mix the mathematics as well as the logic, as well as the creativity part, as well as the normal simplicity part into the content. So it would be difficult for the content writer nowadays to write actual proper content that will be lovable, loved by Google. So we'll check how we can do these things one by one. So now coming to this another part, what is Google's broad core algorithm? Now broad core algorithm means Google mostly look into 4 5 things. The first one is the content, obviously. Second one is the freshness, the regularity. The third one is the backlink part, and the fourth one is the user experience part. So these four things are most important for Google, because Google is always they are focusing for user experience. In their words, like if you work for your users, if you are focusing for your customers, then Google will love you. Now the four part, the content part, then the freshness or regularity part. The similar, like if you are working, if you are doing exercise, if you do only once a month, it will not effective. At least you have to do for 150 hours a week. So you should be regular. So similarly, for any online business, for any digital business, you must be regular and fresh. The third thing is like the backlinks, you need to get more and more good backlinks, quality backlinks. And the fourth part is like you need to focus on the user experience. Now, what will happen? Suppose somebody is searching some queries on in Google, and your page has come up in the first page, first position or second position. Now, suppose you have written it in a very cluttered way. Now, what will happen? People will not love it. Even if the content, if the subject is quite good, but people will not love it to read. So obviously the style, the user experience factor is important. Now Google's broad core algorithm is a regular basis update on these particular 4 points that Google always they do fine tuning, and this is called the broad core algorithm. Now what happened in the last September 26, Google has come up with a major broad core algorithm update. Now why would we are calling it major? Because the effect, the fluctuations of the ranking that is quite prominent after this update. Many of the websites they have seen the drop in the rankings, and a few of the sites were not in a rank. They have shown up. Now, what is the mathematics? What is the logic behind it? So we need to first understand, and then accordingly we need to uh, come up with a plan how to cope up with this kind of regular updates. We need a foolproof plan whether we should least bother about Google's update, because if we are doing great with our content, and in this four part, I am again repeating it: content, backlink, user experience, and the freshness. If we are working on these 4 areas dedicatedly, then any of this update will not affect us. So let's go to the next slide. This is the foolproof plan that you need to check with your whole website. The first point is focus on new fresh content. So that means you need to come up with fresh regular basis fresh content. Now the second part is also very important nowadays. Focus on updating old content on regular basis. Now what happened with this major update, broadcore, and this part update? What happened? Many of the popular websites with many pages like 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 pages websites, they have dropped their ranking. And why? Because they're coming up with new content. say every week they're coming up with 4 or 5 content, but what is happening, they are not updating their old content. Say they have 10,000 content in the past, say past 10 years. Now they have not updated those old content, and what happened, all this past content, so more than 3 years, so that means if any content was written in 2015 before 2016, so all this content, their rank has dropped drastically. That means in the first 10 pages, this websites, these pages are not there. So obviously they have faced a major drops in ranking. So you have to focus on updating the old content. That is most important part. If you're a big website, if you have a lot of content for the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years, so what you need to do, apart from suppose if you come up weekly one new content, you need to update at least 5 or 10 old content every week. So this is a very important point that you need to remember. Now the third part is focus more on evergreen content. Now what is evergreen content? Evergreen content means those type of content that will not like specific or sensitive to any date, any particular year. Suppose if I write a post like top 10 uh, WordPress plugin for contact forms. Now what will happen? This is 2019. Now suppose after 10 years in 2029, these 10 plugins might be, out of these 10 plugins, only one plugin would be there in 10 years, but 9 plugins would not be there. So it would not be an evergreen content. So if I write this kind of content, so what would be an evergreen content? Now if I write the fundamentals of getting better search rank, or the fundamentals of getting or generating more leads, so the fundamental or strategic part would be obviously there. This is the fundamental thing. There is no sensitivity with, or no relation with exactly the time and date. Now, if I write top 5 tools for generating leads in 2019, now these 5 tools after 5 years would not be there. So it would not be an evergreen content. So evergreen content would be mostly the strategic, the fundamental part. So you need to segregate your content calendar in a way that you can keep some content which is like news based, that is related to the date and time. Some content should be evergreen content that should be focused on the strategic part, generic part, and some content should be there that will give you, we call it the curated list, that will give you some kind of uh, people can bookmark these pages. So that will also give you some mileage for link building. So we call it curated list. So like top 10 WordPress plugins, top 10 digital tools in the year 2019. So these are all curated lists. Top 10 digital marketing books. Now this curated list will give you at least, say for 1 year or 1.5 year, will give you some good traffic, some give you some good backlinks. Now, those are not evergreen content. So what you need to do, you need to update them, keeping the URL, keeping other things as same. You just need to change the content of the inside content of this particular page. Suppose if I write something, top 10 digital marketing tools in 2019. So I write it title in 2019, but my URL should be top 10 digital marketing tools. Now what will happen? Say after 3 years, I will just update this content, top 10 digital marketing tools for 2022, and my URL would be the same because already I have gained the backlinks, mileage. Just updating this content with the new type of tools, automatically it will again come back to the good rank. So this kind of strategy you need to take care of. Now coming to the fourth point, focus more on user experience. So website loading speed. Now we say less links on landing pages. Suppose if my website's home page is having more than 100 links, so it will be a bad for users as well as Google. For example, I'm giving you just one uh, real example here. For our Seven Boards Academy web page, earlier we have uh, many links in footer. Mostly, it was uh, more than 100 links, and also in the menu there were sub menus. So see, now if we check with our website, what is happening here? We have just made it clean with this footer links. So less links, less clutter, only the required links we have given here in a directional approach. So Google is also saying this, you have to keep your links below 100 per page and give them a directional approach from one link to link 2, link 2 to link 3, then link 4, link 5, like this way. You have to give them directional approach. Now come to the next part, the clean readable layout and fonts and short paragraphs, 100 words, not more than 100 words. I will just show you one example here. If you check Neil Patel's blog, now if you notice his blog here, all of his text blogs, whatever he has written in a text blog. So suppose if I click here, this blog. Now if you check his blog post, see the gap in between two lines and see the paragraphs. He is maximum having 3 lines in a paragraph, not more than 3 lines. So this is quite a thing that you need to follow it, because Google loves this way. People also love to scan this content, see images and 2 3 lines, 2 3 lines. Now see every paragraph is having only 2 lines, and see the gap between two paragraphs. So very clean, very clear interface. So this is one thing you need to take care of, that shorter paragraph and clean readable layouts and fonts. And also you have to keep balanced internal and external links. Now see what is internal and external links. Now if you see his blog post here, Neil Patel's blog post, now you see here, so how he has given, now see the balanced internal and external links. And see this. So this is internal link. Now you see if I go here, just showing you here. Now see this is again, this is their call to action button. This is again internal link. Now he has not given external link here, but if you check with his other blog post, you can see there is a balanced approach of external and external. So we call it 80-20 rule. So 80% should be your internal link and 20% should be your external link. And for a content of 500 words, you should not give more than 4 external links in a 500-word content. You need to remember these things. Now we come to the next part. You have to fix your old broken links. This is a very important part. You need to take care of these things. So basically, many cases, what happened here, most of the websites, most of the companies, they don't don't take care about this thing, the broken links. For example, we are writing blogs since 2011. So last 8 years, we have not checked that how many broken links are there on our website, because that time, suppose in 2011 we have written top 5 WordPress plugins, we have given link to those plugins. Now what happened in 2019, out of these 5 plugins we have written in 2011, 4 are not working, but we have not checked, we have not got enough time to check all these things. But after this update, what we have done, we have to go back to check all these broken links, and then we have to update all these external 404 or broken links. So that you need to take care of. Now, coming back to this, focus more on structured snippets and mobile usability. Now, if you check, recently WordPress has come up with, we call it Gutenberg editor. Now, this editor is giving you the proper type of HTML5 format and the most advanced and the latest structured format. So you need to implement this kind of structured snippet with your website. Like there are plenty of structured snippet you can see from this website. So this is schema.org. You can check from this website. There are structure snippet. You can see the schemas. Now you can understand what kind of structure snippets are there. Creative work, book, movie, music recording, recipe, TV series, audio object, event, health, medical types, organization, person, place, local business, restaurant, product, offer, review, action. So this all of these are called the structure snippets. Now, if your page contains any of this, you need to follow this rich snippets or schema. So this is one of another important area. Now, coming to the next part is obviously your website should be mobile responsive, and the mobile usability you need to check whether your page is properly opening in the mobile smartphones or not. Now coming to the content siloing. Now what is called content siloing or internal linking? We call it pillar content. I'm sharing here again uh, a whiteboard. So content siloing is basically like, this is my page 1, this is my page 2, this is my page 3. Now I have identified, so this page, page 1 is most important page for me. Say for example, digital marketing course in Kolkata. So this is our, we call it landing page. Now digital marketing course in Kolkata, under digital marketing, there might be plenty other courses like Facebook ads course, there might be blogging course, there might be web analytics courses, there might be Google ads, Google AdWords courses. So these are all subpart of digital marketing course. Now what we can do, we can create this YouTube marketing course, Facebook marketing course, then blogging course. So all these are called cornerstone pages. Now what happened, we need to link internally from this landing page to cornerstone pages, and similarly back to the landing page. Like this way we need to internally link with each other. Now from 2 to 3 again we have to link, then 3 to 4, then 4 to 5, again 5 to 4. So like this way we need to interlink each and every landing page and cornerstone pages. So this is called content siloing. So this is very important, and you need to make it like a spider net with your website and the web pages. Suppose if you have only 5 pages, even with 5 pages you can do it. Now if you have 10,000 pages, with 10,000 pages also you can do it. So this is very important thing that you need to take care of. So we call it content siloing. Now again I will go back to the new share my screen. So now coming back to the next point. So focus more on fresh and high quality backlinks. So what you need to do, you need to research properly how you can get fresh and good backlinks. Obviously, social sharing would be there that will fetch good backlinks for you. But there is another tool, another way out is there, that you need to research with your competitor, and then you have to find out the type of backlinks they're getting. I will show you in the next slide in how we can do it. And the next point is focus more on omni-channel presence and positive reviews. Now, omni-channel presence means you must be on, you must be live with your website. Apart from that, your website, you have to be present on Facebook. You have to be present on YouTube. Not like that, the YouTube videos you are just sharing on Facebook. Not like that. You have to separately come up with suppose videos on Facebook, suppose videos on YouTube. Separate omni-channel presence you need. So multiple channel, you have to be present on multiple channels like YouTube, like on Facebook, like on Instagram, and like on LinkedIn. And you need to regular basis, you have to update and promote your website, promote your business there properly. So that is called the omni-channel presence, and you need to get positive reviews on those websites as well. Not only on your website, not only on Google, you need to get your positive reviews and the citations. We call it citation. Even somebody is not giving you rating or review, but they are talking about you positively, so that will also help. So you can get reviews on Facebook, positive citation on Facebook, and obviously this will work if they put it on like their privacy setting is set up as a public. So if somebody is talking about you positively or giving you a review, so obviously we should ask them that you should keep this particular post as public, so that it would be crawled by search engines and it would be taken care of, and it will give you the advantage of search ranking. Now coming to the last part here, focus more on hybrid content. Now what is called a hybrid content? Hybrid content, again I am giving you example here with Neil Patel. If we go to his blog section, Now you can see the blog post here. Here's this is the microphone icon. It is giving you the audio, or we call it a podcast. Now if you check with this is a blog post. This is a textual content he has written. Now if you check this triangular icon represents it is a video. So this is called a type of hybrid content. So Google prefers hybrid content. Along with that, even if you're writing a blog post, in the particular single blog post, you can also put video, you can also put infographic or images, you can also put podcast, and also you can post PDF ebooks or PDF documents there. Uh, so this is also called the hybrid content. So Google loves hybrid content. So you need to take care of these points to make your site foolproof and rank better for this type of Google BART update and Google broad core algorithm update. Now coming to the major part, the most important part about the content. What type of content Google loves and how you need to write your content, or what kind of strategy you need to take about your content. So if you are not writing content, if you have hired your content writer, so what instructions you should do, you need to give them. So this is a very important area you need to take care of. So we come to this content question. So see the original information, reporting, research or analysis. So Google is clearly saying you this thing, that original information you have to give, you have to discuss about the reporting, research or analysis. So that means your content must include kind of analysis, kind of research, and it should be originally written. Now you compare a content written by your writer, whether this content is original, how you can check the original information or not, with copyscape, with plagiarism checker. There are plenty of tools online. You can search in Google and you can see. And but you need to check whether this content is having kind of analysis, graphs, kind of statistics or not. So if not, then you need to include those. Now see the next part: substantial, complete or comprehensive description of the topic. So you need to write a description that is complete or comprehensive description. That means that will give an overview, the abstract about the page content. So you have to write it meaningfully, properly. It is not like that you just take 2 3 lines and just copy paste it from your content, not like that. Now you see again Google has given stress on insightful analysis. So what Google is actually putting stress on is the analysis part with the content. So only 4 5 paragraph and few pointers you are writing, it will not actually work. It will only work if you give proper insightful analysis. So you must be a domain authority, the subject expert. Then only your content would be uh, loved by Google. And obviously it's written, avoid simply copying or rewriting. So it will not work. Now you see the headline or page title, a descriptive, helpful summary. Now see the next line, avoid being exaggerating or shocking. So Google is saying your headline or the title should be descriptive and helpful. That should be matching with the user's intent. So with the Google BART update, we are talking about the user intent. So it should be matching with the user intent and it should not be exaggerating or shocking. So you should avoid those kind of words. Now, what kind of words you can use and what kind of words you cannot use, I'm just showing you here one example. 400 power words you can uh, bookmark this website for power words. This is sumo.com. So you can see these are the power words that will help you to convert. And you can bookmark this or you can just save it as a PDF and keep it with you. So these are the list of power words with the emotions, the sentiment. I have already talked to you regarding the sentiment analysis with the part update Google is coming up. So Google has come up with the sentiment analysis. Now you can see here how you can create sentiment with your title. Now you see happiness. So these are kind of happiness power word. You see indulgence. These are the indulgence power words. You see the prestige power words, humor, gravity. So all this kind of like novelty, simplicity, beauty, all these power words you will get, and obviously this will give Google the sentiment, whether you are talking about something like happiness things or something like prestige or pride regarding things. So this will help Google to do the sentiment analysis, and accordingly you need to use these power words in your title, and it should not be exaggerating, like best of best, it is exaggerated word. So you can write best, but best of best is like exaggerating. 100% powerful, so you can say powerful is fine, but 100% powerful is exaggerating. So this kind of exaggeration you need to uh, you should not do this kind of things. Now you need to ask the question whether your content would be shared by a friend or someone like some influencer. So if it is so, that means your content is having some value. Also, if your content is referenced by a printed magazine or encyclopedia or Wikipedia, obviously that is also helpful to give to Google will evaluate the content in that aspect. Suppose if you are getting a Wikipedia reference or some magazine reference, so obviously your content quality would be judged in a better way by Google. Now coming to the next part, the content questions, the expert questions. So the content, if you are writing the content and if you put an author name with your website, and if the author is kind of authoritative or trustworthy with his network, so that will help. Suppose in 7boats.com or 7boats Academy, if our content writers team, if they write a content, but if the content is written along with the author name and my profile below the content, along with my LinkedIn profile and other links, obviously the authority of that content will increase. Why? Because my profile, my LinkedIn profile, my uh, Google footprint, obviously it is strong because I am like in this subject expert. I am just like treated, not I am saying that I am subject expert, but yes, I got invites from different universities, IIMs. So obviously that will give some authority to Google that okay, this person, he is teaching digital marketing in various universities, institutes, and those institutes and universities are trustworthy, trusted. So obviously if he is writing something or saying something, so this content would be better than what other websites are saying. So obviously, quality author information should be given below the content. So that is Google is saying. Also, the factual errors. If you Google will check the factual errors, so they have their automated systems there, so they can easily check the factual errors. So obviously, whenever you are writing something, even with the analysis, even with the report, you need to cross check with and dedicatedly cross check, rigorously cross check with other websites whether these facts are proper and or not. And you need to mention the source as well. If you are taking some data, some source from some sources, so you should mention the sources there. Now coming to the next part here, the presentation and the product question. So it should be free from spelling mistake or stylistic issues. I have already shown you the stylistic issues. So shorter paragraph, clean white space, white background, and 2-3 lines paragraph, each paragraph, along with the good gap between two paragraphs. We call it uh, the gaps between the paragraphs, gaps between the sentences, between the lines. So it is too clumsy, so people could not read it properly. So you should take care of these things. Also, you should avoid excessive ads, more than 3 ads. We call it more than 3 ads above the fold, where people are seeing your content. So you should avoid these things. And obviously, you should take care of your content should be properly displayed, properly visible on mobile devices. And the last part is the comparative question. So obviously, whenever you are posting something on your website, the page, you should obviously compare these things. So if it is more value than the other pages, adding more value to the users or not. If not, then what you need to do, you need to compare other competitors, what they are writing, what they are saying, and you need to compile. We call it curated content. It's not copy pasting the same thing, but you need to curate all the pointers from the different, say, 10 competitors websites you check, and you write down something that covers all these 10 competitors. So that is called, so you are adding substantial value that from your website, from your web page, they are getting all the information. They don't need to go to check with the other pages. So that means you are actually devaluating the rest of the 10 competitors. So this way you need to update your content. And the same thing happened when your old content, I have already discussed, updating your old content is very, very important at this stage. Because what happened with part update, with the broadcore algorithm, latest algorithm, Google is actually uh, de-indexing and de-ranking the old pages. Why? Because all these old pages nowadays, many of the competitors of your competitors, they have written better content than that. So obviously your content is of no value. So what you need to do? You need to check with your old content, and then you need to update them with more substantial, valuable content, information, analysis, insights, and then you need to regularly update this. Now, if your website is having say 5,000 pages, you cannot update all the old content in one day. So what you need to do? You need to create a calendar that every week I should update 30 old content and I should come up with say 5 new content. So this should be your ongoing activity. And the last important part is serving the genuine interest of the visitors. So that means you should not be deceptive to your users. So if you are writing about something like, if I say digital marketing course in Kolkata, if I write about this page, I should obviously serve the genuine interest of the visitors. Now, what would be the genuine interest of my visitors? What would be the placement data? What are the faculties? All these data I need to provide them honestly. And along with that, I need to keep some kind of tactics that I can give them some kind of free books. I can give them some kind of free webinars so that they can get some idea that what would be this course, and then they can contact us. So this kind of uh, honest, genuine, user intent based content you need to place on your website. So this is very important. And now coming back to the tools here, I will just show you one thing here with this Uber Suggest, how you can get the keywords and the backlink with your competitors. Now, for example, I show you here, like if I search say pro blogging course in Kolkata, now you see 7 boards is at top. Now, suppose this competitor promotes SEO.com. So suppose now they want to outrank us. Now, what will happen? How this can be done? So you can go with this say neilpatil.com, and you can check with the domain name, say thenurs.com. I search this and I will get some report here, data here. Now in this you get few things. Now this is the main domain, main page. Now what we can do, we can exactly copy this particular link and put it here in Uber Suggest. And what we can see here, like see backlinks. Now you can get the backlinks. This way you can get the backlinks of your competitors, and you can create your own profile with those websites like medium.com. You can see like jotform.com. So these are all written here. So you can go, you can check with your competitors like similar way. You can go to these websites and you can try to create your own profile. So in that way, you can get more and more competitive backlinks. So this is called the backlink part. So I have given you the 4 part. First one is the content. I have given you the content guideline. Second one is the backlink. So you need to regular basis, you need to get backlinks. So for content, you need to come up with fresh content, along with you need to update your old content with this policies, the guidelines I have mentioned. Second one is the backlink. Again, the backlink, you need to come up with the fresh new backlinks. Like this way, you need to research with your competitors. Third one is the user experience, like shorter paragraph, proper styling. And the fourth one is the freshness. So you need to update your website so that it is free from broken links, it is free from uh, other things and other problems, and it should be properly siloed and interlinked with each and every pages, right? So this is one tool. The next tool is for SEO. You can go with rank math, and for broken link checker you can go with broken link check, and this is the other tools. So this is all we have discuss today. So I will just wrap up these things. So part analysis we have covered. We have covered the focus pointers, and we have discussed about the content guidelines. So we have discussed about the content guidelines, and these are some tools that you can check for better SEO. And this webinar is recorded, and you can get it from YouTube and also from our webinar section of our 7boards.com/academy website. So I will just unmute all of you and I will take question one by one. Okay. So just I'll just take question one by one. Okay, do you have any question? You can ask me one by one. Hi Anirban, your microphone is muted.
Actually, sir, I am on my computer.
Okay, so you are
Screen
getting
is
echo?
also me. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, you have asked me how do they check intention, right?
Yeah.
The intention
Yes, yes.
they check with the LSI process. We call it LSI, latent semantic indexing. Just giving you one example here. Say for example, just giving you, sharing you the whiteboard. So now user intention means LSI process is basically like this is word 1, this is word 2, this is word 3. Suppose this is your sentence number 1. Similarly, sentence number 2, there are say word number 4, word 5, say word 6. Now Google what will do, they will start with sentence 1, they will read the first word. Now with the first word, they will try to find out the synonyms and the related key phrase. For example, if I say James Bond. So James Bond, suppose the first word. Now what, the similar way the human mind, human brain is thinks the same way Google robot, they will think the intention. Similarly, like James Bond, the first thing what I feel is like the movie, Pierce Brosnan, thriller. Now, so these words will be written here. Say I write is say 1, 2. So thriller, movie, Pierce Brosnan. Now they will check with other words and they will try to find whether this theme is matching with this or not. And that way they will try to find out the intention of the user search. So if somebody is searching digital marketing course in Kolkata, now what will happen? if they are logged in with their Gmail ID, Google has their browsing pattern, browsing behavior, what actually they are doing, if they are student or they are like working professional. So accordingly, they will try to check uh, the pages and like the LSI words and try to find out the intention. Suppose if somebody is a working professional, he needs promotion. So, or he needs to switch his job. Now, if he is searching digital marketing course in Kolkata, Google will try to find out the word like promotion, get promotion in your career, or we help you switching job or a better salary. So this kind of words Google try to find out in a page, in this page. Now, where this kind of words are written, suppose if 7modes.com academy page, if these words are written, so he or she will see this our page in the first position. So this is called the user intention part. So clear?
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Any other question?
Sir, what was the name of the editor that you told? Gutenberg. What was the spelling, sir?
Gutenberg editor. I'm just sharing you the screen again. So this is called Gutenberg editor. This is called Gutenberg editor. So this is the editor name.
Okay.
All the WordPress websites right now, the present WordPress, self-hosted WordPress.org websites, they're using this editor, Gutenberg editor.
Okay, and on the schema.org, we can find it alternatives.
On schema.org, you can find all these code example that your developer can check, or you can use some WordPress plugins like I have given here, like Rank Math, like Yoast SEO. All of them, they are having this schema.org implemented with them. So if you are using WordPress website, that would not be a problem. If you are not using WordPress website, then you need to share it with your developer and they need to find out the codes. So like suppose for event, what would be the code that is given? The example is given here. If you check the example, so they have given this example. So we usually use JSON. So this is the script. So they have already given this. So what you need to do, you need to just change it and you can put it on your particular page, specific event page. So this is easy. Okay.
Sir,
So
I have a
anything else?
question.
No, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
Hmm.
In Google, when when they are taking the data from the users,
Hmm.
are they like if I can do that in my own website, like allow people to make accounts in my account on my website,
Hmm.
and then I can use the data like in that way.
I could not understand properly what you were asking. Can you just write it in the chat?
Yes.
You can write it in chat. I'm just trying to explain you. Yes, you can use, but problem is the technology Google is using, the way Google is doing, it is very difficult that you can also do the same thing. But yes, you can do if you have this kind of mechanism. We call it a funnel. Like Neil Patel, like any big websites, whosoever is dominating in digitally, so they are all doing these things. They are actually capturing their users' data and they're analyzing these things, and then accordingly they are updating the content, or they're sending emails, they're formatting their uh, offers in that way. So of course, yes, you can do it. So there is no harm. But yes, you need to take care of the privacy policy and also the kind of GDPR compliance, the European Union things. So if your target customers are there from UK, and if you are getting their personal data, and if you are targeting with their sensitive data, so that might be a problem. So that you need to take care with these different, like European Union policies and other internet policies. But otherwise, it is pretty fine. There is no harm. Most of the big companies, they are using, we call it programmatic marketing. There is a term, we call it programmatic marketing. So basically, whatever data we are getting, we analyze this, and then accordingly we create automation. We call it marketing automation. A similar way, like say for today's webinar, suppose 10 people or 5 people, they are joining, they are listening. So what we get, they are actually interested. Now what we can do, we can create an automated funnel that we can cross sell or upsell something, say new products or new projects or new announcement. We can send them auto emailers. So this is called creating a funnel. So of course you can use. Suppose you all have attended my webinar. Now what I can do, for example, if I wish, suppose I'm coming up with a physical face-to-face workshop, say in Kolkata or in Bardhaman or in Siliguri, and we are putting an ad. Now what we can do, we can create a remarketing ad, whether obviously you have already joined, so you are in my uh, customer list. So all this the new ads you will see. So this is this kind of targeting we can do. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you guys. So we need to close
Also,
this.
I have another question.
Yeah, tell me.
I forgot the question. Friend, I'm telling you.
Your voice is not coming clearly. You can write it here.
Sir, what did you told us, sir, full form of LSI?
This is kind of tricky question, because it depends on situation to situation, companies to companies. But not always it is possible that you will get the same result reducing the cost, because many tools, many things that will obviously cost you, otherwise you will not get the desired result. But yes, there are certain tactics, certain mechanisms, certain alternatives are there that you can use in a like a balanced way. So that will obviously reduce cost, but you will obviously get good return. Now I'm saying, like for example, if you are spending say 20,000 rupees and you are getting say 1 lakh your as your revenue or return. Now what will happen? Now, if you suppose if you have a budget of 10,000, but you want a similar kind of result, it might not happen. But with some kind of alternative, suppose you are spending, you reduce the cost up to 10,000, but you can get a revenue of say 75,000, 80,000. So that will be better, because with half of the actual budget, you are getting 75% or 80% of the desired return. So this can be done. So if you follow our website, if you follow our tactics, we are mostly into the organic part, into the content part, inbound part, and with this we are getting very targeted leads, and we are not spending lots of money for ads. But yes, with along with the competition, obviously you need to have an omni-channel presence. You cannot sit idle that okay, I will not spend a single penny. Obviously you have to go in a balanced approach. So you need to create a milestone. You need to create a blueprint that okay, next 3 months this will be my plan. For the next 3 months, it would be my plan. So that way we call it digital marketing mix. So that you need to create. You need to plan.
Another question.
Mhm. customer loyalty, that you need to take care of, because customer loyalty would be there if your product or service is good. So that is very vital thing, because if your product or if your service that is not good, or you are doing 200% effort in digital marketing, that will actually not help. It should be very like Google always see in the helicopter, we call it helicopter view. Helicopter view means your offline and online synchronization Google will check. If your online presence, if your online reviews are very good, but your offline presence, offline reviews are bad, so obviously there will be a question mark by Google. So you need to take care about the synchronization. So if your product or service is not good, it will not help at the end of the day. So you obviously need a product or service. So then only customer loyalty will matter. And if you get customer loyalty, then the first question you have asked, that reducing the cost of marketing. So obviously that will be reduced, because if you have loyal customers, so they will be your brand ambassador to promote. You can request them, you can ask them, participate into our review program, or share with your 5 friends and win some offer. So in that way you can do some good marketing, better marketing. Okay, as for full form of LSI is latent semantic indexing. It is called latent semantic indexing. Okay, so we are more
Okay.
than 1 hour, so we need to
Mm.
close this. Okay, so if you have any question, you can anytime just get back to me with my to my email ID. So you all have you have my email ID there. Okay, thank you
Yes.
guys.
Yes.
Have a nice day.
Okay, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.